Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a really quick video, sort of more like an announcement. I don't really have anything of myself to announce, nothing new for me, but there is something fantastic coming to Star Citizen 3.20, which, as we all know, could be far, far away. Still, hopefully not. For those of you keeping track, and for those of you that aren't new here, you know that I play a lot of Star Marines. And although it's still very much linked to the persistent universe, SIG have confirmed that with 3.20, they're going to actually bring in a lot of unique and bespoke game modes just to Star Marine and Arena Commander. That means really a huge amount for me, and it's why I wanted to make this really, really quick update video and to briefly discuss and bring you up to date and up to speed with what they're looking to do. So if you're as enthusiastic about the upcoming idea of fun, stay tuned. Okay, so let's start with my favorite, Star Marine. Star Marine is getting a big focus with 3.20. We'll hopefully get leaderboards as well, though that is still yet to be confirmed apparently. We're going to get more interesting maps and map redesigns. So if you're familiar with the Good Doctor, that is getting a map redesign. But if you're familiar with maybe some of the more conquesty game modes of Star Marine, some of those are moving over to the elimination game mode, which is de facto the sort of basic Star Marine element. And when I discuss Star Marine, we'll be mainly focusing on elimination. So we've got some new maps, that's fantastic. We've also got some weapon balances and weapon upgrades. Nothing, I don't think, too impactful and major. However, if there is any noticeable weapon balance or change that I believe is warranted for a discussion, don't worry, I will update an FPS or behind the scenes for FPS weapons in Star Citizen series, just like I do every single time there's a major update to the FPS combat in Star Citizen. More importantly though, besides guns, besides maps, game modes. That's right, they're actually introducing more game modes into elimination.
Arena Commander, and that leads us to something I'm super excited to talk about. So you can jump in with what will be pistols at first.
From a developer's standpoint, single weapon elimination gives us the opportunity to really test weapons that we want to get tested.
With things that I believe they want us as players to be able to actually modify and take control of ourselves. No guarantee that we'll be able to do this from launch, because initially they did say it's just a pistols only game mode with things like the repair tool. So yeah, you can sort of see where that's going to go. Custom game modes, custom rule sets, all that sort of thing for you and your squaddies to have loads and loads of fun with. I am mostly interested in the sort of pre-designed game modes like Gun Game, although I do have some reservations on Gun Game, and I think that it will warrant its own video once it's released. But in short, some people have already mentioned it. I'm not the first one to do so. The way that they've discussed and the way that they've established Gun Game is that you get better guns as you get more kills, which obviously is the opposite of how Gun Game is supposed to play. It's supposed to be you get more kills, you get worse guns, so that it becomes more competitive and more effective for people who are far behind to catch up. Something that I'm pretty sure the game testers will realize when they put it into game testing. Right, that's Star Marine. Really quick. Like I said, this video is just a really brief rush over all of it. I am in no way Salty Mike. I'm not going to go through every single patch note and discuss ifs, ands, buts, or whys. So let's move on. That's Star Marine. Arena Commander is getting more game modes as well. So you've got 1v1 that was introduced not too recently. You're going to be getting crewed ships now. So if you want to go in with your friends, people that have freelancers, people that have constellations and they can't use those extra guns, well, lucky you, you will be able to do all of that in Arena Commander now.
We've completely refactored. This new lobby system utilizes the friends and party system, which you'll know from Star Citizen in the PU, and works in tandem with it rather than separately. You'll be able to invite people straight from your friends list or your party into your Arena Commander lobby or squad. This new lobby system is faster, more reliable, and hopefully be a much better experience than what you're used to. And it lets you play with the people you want to play with, get into groups faster and easier than ever before. So once you click launch, you'll go straight into the game, and the first thing you're going to notice is the new spawn screen, which is on almost every mod.
The new spawn screens are our way of essentially making sure that once you're in game, you can do things that you couldn't do before in the Arena Commander. You'll be able to change your ship, you'll be able to change your loadout in game. All of these things are going to be things that you can do with the new spawn screen. It's the way that you can see the battlefield from above without having to actually get into the game.
When 3.20 launches, they are hoping that this is going to be a fantastic way for you and your mates to test out these ships in the environment they're meant to be tested before you go and maybe purchase it in the verse, spending your hard-earned time and money. I think this is a really smart idea because there are loads of ships in Star Citizen now. Absolutely loads, 30, 40 plus ships. And a lot of them behave very similarly because we use them similarly. For example, the Constellation and the 600i. What difference is there? You might think about the interior, the missile payload, but realistically, one pilot is always flying it and one pilot's always using the guns. And in this instance, they might go for the Constellation because it's 4 size 4s rather than 3. But with this new change to Arena Commander, we can now test out the actual features in a safe environment without it costing us time and money, and we can find out which one finally actually is the right choice, Constellation or my preferred 600i. This goes all the way through the Corsair and the rest of the big ships. I think this is a major change that will give every new player and old player alike like me something to do with their friends that isn't the same thing they've been doing every single time they go on stream, every single time they boot up the game, and that's just struggling to leave the last hab they logged out at. I am so fed up of playing the actual verse game right now that I have tried so hard, and you've probably seen it on stream, where I have just forced myself into situations to try and get engagement of fun. But unfortunately, fun in the PU, not very likely at the moment because of so many bugs and just how difficult it is to get anything done. I hope that Arena Commander and Star Marine change that. And if there's one thing that I know for sure will change my enthusiasm for Star Marine and Arena Commander and those arcade game modes, is something very, very special and dear to my heart, which I really wanted to really be the climactic end to this discussion. For those of you unfamiliar, for those of you who don't know me, obviously I am big into Star Marine, big into Star Citizen, but most importantly and probably most predominantly, the biggest impact I've had in the past has been a game mode called Tonk Royale. This was a game mode I created when the Tonk was initially released, and it was basically just a battle royale game mode, but inside of the Tonk. Basically ground warfare. I'm not going to pretend that it's a unique idea or I'm somehow special, but I will tell you that Tonk Royale is now going to become an official game mode of Star Citizen. I had absolutely nothing to do with their decision. All I'm hoping is perhaps they took the great name from me, because trust me, Tonk Royale rolls off the tongue. If you need any sort of logo sig, I've got you covered. But yeah, Tonk Royale is officially coming to Star Citizen, and I can't wait. This is exactly the sort of fun, gimmicky nonsense thing this game needed to actually be a game. Okay? Star Citizen is a fantastic sim, a fantastic MMO, but it is not a very fun game, and it hasn't been a fun game for such a long time. If these patches and these updates push through the bug barrier, we might actually get some really, really, really good months, maybe even a year, maybe even 2 of fun game modes to play over and over again before we get bored. If they also update this properly, if they go from, say, Tonk Royale, where everyone's in their own Tonk, to, as my friend suggested, 1 Tonk versus 10 Dragonflies, imagine how much fun you could have with your org mates doing that. It's so much, there's so much possibility and there's so much stuff and fluff in Star Citizen that I genuinely think that once the SIG developers get their head around the bugs, whatever they might create or generate with these new patches, I think we actually have an absolute bounty in our hands to harvest for our own enjoyment. And if they give the players the control that I hope they do, with custom game modes, custom rules perhaps, we might even see the beginning of our own servers. That is definitely a conversation for another time, and if you've got something to add to this conversation, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments down below. My name's Stewie, but you can just call me Will for now. Thank you for watching this very, very unscripted, very, very quick update video. I genuinely like to do these when I am really enthusiastic about something and I just want to get my opinion out there and my thoughts and feelings. So, hopefully you can join me when 3.20 lands, and if you aren't already joining in on the streams, go check them out. There's links everywhere for that. Go check out some of the other videos here on the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.